the internet witnessed a moment nobody saw coming. Chrisean Rock looked visibly shaken, wiping her eyes on camera after being asked to leave a live stream. A stream she thought she was invited to by someone she believed had her back, Max. But this wasn't just any stream, and it wasn't just any request. Right before things turned awkward, a name popped up on screen that set the whole chat on fire. Wendy. Seconds later, Max started fumbling his words, avoiding eye contact, and then dropped the bomb. Chrisean, you cool and all. But Wendy just pulled up. Shh, you might want to head out. The chat went wild. Chrisean's jaw dropped, and for a few seconds, it looked like she was about to say something that could have shut the internet down. But instead, she just grabbed her phone, stood up, and left in complete silence. No words, no drama, just a cold, quiet exit. And from that moment, the internet started buzzing with questions. What did Wendy have over Max? Why did Chrisean really leave? And was this just some petty beef or a straight-up betrayal? Say less, because this whole story gets messier by the minute. It started way back in late 2024. Late that year, been gaining traction as a Twitch and YouTube streamer with a loyal, borderline cult-like fan base decided to bring Chrisean Rock onto his platform. Fans expected it to be wild, unfiltered, and straight-up chaotic in the best way. And at first, it was just that. Chrisean showed up with her usual energy, loud, unpredictable, and ready to steal the spotlight. She cracked jokes, dropped wild takes, and kept the chat engaged. Everything was going smooth until Max started acting. Glancing at his phone, awkward pauses. Then boom, he mentioned Wendy.
A lot of people be talking about me, my son, everything.
She came in with full energy, wild stories, and classic Chrisean unpredictability. The chat was lit from the jump. Memes were already rolling out within. Minutes and clips hit TikTok before the stream even ended. Max's viewership double no cap. People started calling it the Chrisean effect. She brought new eyes, fresh energy, and, let's be real, gave Max some street clout he never had before. From that day on, Max and Chrisean seemed like a solid duo. They started doing more streams, bouncing off each other's chaos in a way that fans loved. It wasn't polished or perfect, but it was real, raw, and entertaining. Max, who was mostly known for safe content and reaction videos, now had someone unpredictable by his side. And that gave the streams a kind of edge they were missing. Chrisean brought drama and authenticity. Max brought stability and editing. Together, they kept the views up and the chat moving. But behind the scenes, something felt off.
Internet beef that she started. So when I responded,
They started streaming together regularly. Max would hype her up on lives, saying stuff like, "She's realer than half these celebs, bro." Chrisean don't need filters or scripts. She just is. And Chrisean, she showed nothing but love. She called Max her little nerdy bro and even defended him once when trolls tried to cancel him over a joke taken out of context. Fans saw the chemistry, not romantic, but loyal. Real, or so it seemed. But then came the slow shift. Enter Wendy. Wendy wasn't new to Max's world. She'd been there long before Chrisean ever pulled up. Their dynamic was always chill, funny, flirty, but nothing serious. More like big sister vibes, or so they claimed. But the minute Chrisean became the fan favorite, Wendy's presence tripled. She started crashing random streams, making jokes about guest energy taking over. One night, while Max and Chrisean were vibing on live, Wendy popped into the Discord, unannounced, and said, "Damn, y'all got a whole podcast now." Chrisean laughed it off, but fans clocked the eye twitch. Even Max looked thrown off, fumbling through an awkward giggle before changing the subject. Tension was building. It got worse when Wendy tweeted, then deleted, "Letting chaotic girls run your platform is crazy. Hope the views are worth the headache." No names, no tags. But everybody knew who she meant. Chrisean clapped back on her IG story the next. Day saying be the ones that ain't even got a show hating the hardest. I bring energy, not envy. That passive aggression turned real fast. Max started looking caught in the middle, and it showed. One night, it was Chrisean on stream. The next night, Wendy. When fans asked, "Where's Chrisean?" Wendy would throw shade like IDK check Zeus, or somewhere chaotic. The tension was now public. Behind the scenes, rumors said Max's brand partners were pressuring him to tone it down. One producer allegedly told him, "You gotta decide. If you want to be viral or valuable, Wendy, always PG-13 and brand safe became the obvious choice." Fans accused her of playing innocent while manipulating things behind closed doors. And then it got ugly. Sources close to Max's camp said, Wendy went directly to his management to complain about Chrisean's behavior and how it made the show look bad. She wasn't just throwing shade, she was trying to get Chrisean pulled from the whole setup. Word got back to Chrisean through a mutual friend, and though she stayed quiet publicly, her energy changed. She was colder on the stream, less laughing, less talking, just silent disappointment. But she still showed up, still supported Max, until the night it all fell apart. On stream, Max looked nervous. Then, mid-convo, he said, "Chrisean, you cool and all? But Wendy just pulled up. You might want to head out." She froze, silent, then stood up, grabbed her phone, and walked out the frame without a word, eyes low, lips tight. The mic is still. Hot. You could hear her footsteps and the click of the door as she left. Max didn't even mute. That's what had fans heated. Chrisean, the girl who raised his views, who stood by him, got dismissed like a random person. Moments later, Wendy walked in, smiling, confidence. Sat in the same chair Chrisean just left. I looked around and said, "Phew, you had this circus in here tonight, huh?" Max laughed, but it was forced. The chat exploded. Nah, she did not just say that. People knew they were watching betrayal in real time. Max couldn't even look into the camera. 15 minutes later, Chrisean went live from the backseat of her car. Face bare, eyes glassy, hoodie up. Mic packs still on? She stared into the camera and said, "I'm not going to cry here. I'm not." Her voice cracked. But that asterisk T just now that hurt. She said Max told her to pull up. Told her it was chill, said, "You family?" Never mentioned Wendy, she said. And then midstream he tells me to dip like I'm some groupie. Nah. Fans flooded her live. "We saw it, Chrisean. You handled it classy." But she wasn't done. She pulled up receipt stacks from Max that same day. "Tonight's going to be funny if you pull up. Wendy might pop in, but IDC, lol. No, the chat loves you most. Don't let her energy mess with you. You are my guest." Chrisean held her phone to the screen. "You told me not to let her energy mess with me. Then you'll let her walk in and kick me out." And then the twist. Nobody saw coming. This wasn't the first time. She claimed Wendy had been quietly sabotaging her for weeks. It was quiet, uncomfortable. Suddenly, Max's stream cut out gone. Rumors said Max's team pulled the plug, realizing damage control wasn't working. But the internet. Don't forget. Within minutes, clips of Chrisean's live hit 2 million views. Hashtag Justice for Chrisean started trending. Fans dug up Wendy's old tweets. Max's next stream was already being boycotted. And then, one of Max's own mods leaked a Discord message. Max allegedly wrote, "I don't care if she is mad." The stream needed to be calmer. That leak sent Twitter into flames. Hashtag Max exposed. Hashtag Wendy the Snake. Hashtag Protect Chris EAN. All trending. Then Max went live, hoodie on, face tired, chat flying. First thing he said, "Yo, last night got messy." That wasn't supposed to happen? I just want to say sorry to Chrisean if she felt disrespected. Chat wasn't having it. Felt disrespected, bro. We saw it. Don't gaslight, Max tried to explain. It was just scheduling. Wendy was already lined up. I didn't want it to be awkward. But then, midstream, his phone buzzed. It was Chrisean calling live. Max froze. Chat went wild. Pick up, Max. So he answered. And what happened next? Pure cringe. Chrisean's voice came through cold. You really went live before calling me back. Max tried to laugh it off. I was gonna hit you, I swear. Chrisean snapped. No, you weren't. Went straight to clout mogest like Wendy said you would. The chat froze. Max looked shook. Wait, what did Wendy say? Chrisean didn't hold back. Oh, you ain't slick. Your mod leaked that Discord. Been saying I'm too wild for your brand? Talking like I'm a liability. Meanwhile, Wendy was out here trying to turn Max into some clean-cut, influencer-friendly brand, and he let her. Max tried to deny. It's stumbling over his words, but Chrisean wasn't having it. She cut him off like, don't play with me. I brought my audience to you. You used my face, my pain, my wild energy. Then the minute Wendy shows up with brand deals, I'm suddenly bad for business. You could hear her breathing heavy, hurt, mad. You could have just said you wanted safe content, she added. You didn't Haveto kick me out like that. Max sat there, frozen in silence. But then, out of nowhere, Wendy jumped in the comments. Y'all doing too much over a stream? This isn't even that serious. Boom! That one comment blew the whole thing up. Chrisean saw it live and snapped. Back, it ain't that deep. You the same one moving behind the scenes making deals? Max's face dropped. Chat went crazy. People started asking, what deals? That's when Chrisean went all in. No filter. Tell them, Wendy. Tell them about your call with Critch at Smooth Talk TV. If you don't know, Smooth Talk TV is Max's low-key rival. They came up at the same time, used to collaborate heavily, then fell out over brand conflicts. Wendy had just been spotted in Smooth Talk TV's Discord server 2 nights before all. This blew up. Chrisean laid it out crystal clear. You are trying to sabotage from the inside. Stir up chaos using my name, then bounce over to his competition. Nah, I've peeped that. Then she said, Kai got the receipts, and sure enough, they dropped on her story. Screenshots showed Wendy in voice chat with Smooth Talk TV. A DM from Wendy said, I'm done babysitting Max's mess. I'm ready to build something real. That was the nail in the coffin. Max ended his stream right. There no outro. No, sorry, just cut to black. Then Wendy posted a tweet, which she deleted later. Some of y'all are loyal to chaos. Loyal to progress. If that makes me fake, so be it. And just like that, war was on. The internet did what it always does, dug up everything. Old clips of Wendy shading other female streamers popped up. Reddit threads resurfaced, accusing her of being jealous of every woman that got too close to Max. Then it got worse. A former Wendy mod came forward anonymously on TikTok, claiming Wendy used to talk wildly about Chrisean behind the scenes. Said she was just waiting for Max to realize Chrisean ain't worth it. Fans were shook. Meanwhile, Chrissy Annabers kept rising. Her IG live replays were pulling YouTube-level views. People were demanding more calling out. Wendy for hiding behind tweets. Don't drop shade, drop a real explanation, fans said. Because now, it wasn't just about one stream. It became about women in the influencer world getting pushed out for being too loud. About the games behind the scenes. A rising black woman being publicly humiliated on cam. And just when folks thought it couldn't get any messier, a leaked booking. Doc dropped Wendy and Smooth Talk TV had a co-stream set for next week. And guess what the topic is? Chris E. Yep, they really planned a whole stream around her. Since Chrisean went live, the internet hasn't stopped. New clips, new screenshots, new reactions every hour. And in the middle of the storm, people keep asking the same thing. Was Chrisean really done dirty? Or was she just doing too much? Twitter fans picked their side fast. Hashtags like hashtag Team Chris, EAN, hashtag Max flopped, and hashtag Wendy, who trended for over 36 hours straight. It was nonstop. Clips of Chrisean wiping her face midstream went viral. Fans even started calling it the Wendy formula. Take a viral loud woman, profit off her energy, then replace her with someone cleaner. But it wasn't all support. Some influencers, especially the brand safe ones, sided with Wendy. They said stuff like, "You can't expect chaos to always be welcome. Streams gotta have structure." One podcast dude said, "Chrisean's brand is drama. You can't be mad if people step away from that." That clip got dragged online. One user commented, "So y'all want her views but not her voice." Got it. Even Max's silence became a headline. No tweets, no post, no real apology. And that just made fans angrier. Then came the brand fallout. Hydrock Gaming, one of Max's sponsors, quietly took his promo code off their site. Energy Elixir, who once had both Max and Wendy in a collaboration, made a cryptic tweet. "We support creators who uplift, not divide." Yep, even sponsors were stepping back. Yes, it was intentional. People started tagging Twitch, NordVPN, HyperX, any brand associated with Max and Wendy. Who y'all support now? It was clear this wasn't just internet beef anymore. It was a whole cultural conversation. And right in the middle of all the noise, Chrisean posted a black and white photo on IG. No caption, just her hoodie up and middle finger out. The comments flooded with fire emojis and "we got you" energy. But then here comes the mess. Blueface's current girlfriend jumped in on Threads. She posted she is crying over Max now. What happened to being unbothered? Chrisean didn't respond, but her fans sure did. They tore her up in the comments. "This ain't about you. Why you watching if you are unbothered?" It only added fuel to the fire, turning a simple stream fallout into a worldwide convo about loyalty, branding, and how loud women get tossed aside the moment they speak up. Then it got even more. RealAChange.org petition started making rounds. "Hold Max and Wendy accountable. Stop erasing loud women." That petition already hit 60,000 signatures, and it's still climbing. And just when things started cooling, a flyer leaked. Chrisean's doing a stream of her own. IG Live plus a YouTube drop, exclusive. She plans to reveal the full unedited text receipts, call out the brands, and expose one last secret Wendy tried to bury. And the teaser line, "If you thought I was done talking, think again." It dropped at midnight. Just one screenshot, no caption, showing a DM thread between Max and Wendy. Dated 3 weeks before the whole thing exploded. In those DMs, Max says, "Once she's phased out, we can build the brand how we always wanted." It's already feeling tighter without her. Wendy replies, "Good. I'm not doing this halfway. We're coning this. K needs stability, not viral disasters." Yeah, fans were stunned. This wasn't about cleaning up chaos. This was a pre-planned takedown. It didn't stop there. That same message thread revealed a nearly finalized contract. "Once that sponsor bag clears, we'll rebrand and push the new duo." Boom. Wendy and Max had signed a joint brand deal with plans for a full rebrand after Chrisean was out. No graphics, new themes, new everything. Chrisean was never supposed to be part of it. The internet lost it. They used her for clout and then tossed her like trash. He pretended to be loyal on stream while plotting her replacement behind the scenes. That's not drama, that's betrayal. Even Max's supporters flipped. Then Chrisean posted just 3 fire emojis on her story, and that was enough. People knew she wasn't done. More insiders started speaking up. One of Max's old editors dropped a TikTok saying they were told in meetings to stop highlighting Chrisean too much. That's why she stopped getting thumbnail features. Another source. A DM from a brand manager, Wendy negotiated a package deal for her and Max without even telling Chrisean. and Max approved it last month. Boom, that confirmed it. This was all carefully planned to push Chrisean out and make her look like the problem while they built something safer. And then came the final hit. Chrisean team leaked a literal contract draft. Signed by both Max and Wendy, it included a clause that said, effective upon transition from previous collaborator. New talent, Wendy will assume co-hosting and brand ownership. Corporate speak for get Chrisean out. Here we are. Now, Chrisean plotting her return. Receipts ready. Raw, unfiltered, and bold. Max is silent, losing subs. Sponsors are backing off. Wendy's posting curated aesthetic content while ignoring the heat, but the cracks are showing. Because guess what? An insider just confirmed Chrisean has audio. Full conversations, not just texts. And she's holding it for the next stream. But the real twist? Max and Wendy's new launch, the whole rebrand. It's been delayed indefinitely. One of the sponsors pulled out this morning. Kay cited brand misalignment and concerns about backlash. Their whole plan falling apart. Meanwhile, Chriseanese rising again. Let's be real. We just witnessed lies, betrayal, shady contracts, and brand-level manipulation. A Chrisean still walked out with her head high. So now the question is, are y'all riding with Chrisean? Or are you still sipping Max and Wendy's PRT? Because this wasn't just petty drama, it was a calculated power grab packaged as content. And they almost pulled it off. Until Chrisean flipped the script and burned the house down. Now, we want to hear from you. Was Max just stuck between loyalty and brand deals? Was Wendy's takeover smart or straight up shady? And should Chrisean go full savage and drop the audio next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're watching them all. Oh, and don't forget to hit that like button if you were screaming and exposing them this whole time. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next because, baby, we got the exclusives. And trust the next episode. It's about to flip the whole story again. Let's just say there's one name that no one saw coming. And when they speak, it's gonna change everything. So until then, stay messy, stay woke, and keep your receipts ready. 'Cause over here, we don't miss a beat. We don't miss a beat.